Peace, 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 family. How's everybody doing? I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of A Way of Life. I am a career and business coach using astrology. And today I'm coming on here to talk about the weekly astrology from the 3rd to the 9th. And so we'll start off with the moon still in Capricorn for the week. Just like where we left off last week. So it could be pretty serious, responsible, organized, hard-working energy here. And I also feel like we're still going to be like a little... What's the word I want to use? Like our get up still needs some work, like we might not be as energetic still as we start out the week because we would have just been coming out of the celebration for New Year's, and so people probably partied hard or just been up or just been thinking. We had a void of course moon for 15 hours. It's a pretty long time. And I feel like our get up is gotta, build up by this time. And Mondays aren't really always the best energetically anyways. We already know that. So I feel like still be a little groggy. And then later in the day, the moon moves into Aquarius. Now will still be a little out of sorts, like I was saying, for the most part. But all the new creative, innovative ideas will be revised, and we'll probably start putting a lot of those things into motion, I feel like, at this time. Then Tuesday, we might be a little bit more upbeat, ready to really get into it. And that's going to be more like a teamwork energy. But anything around technology can come up. We do have Mercury currently in Aquarius as of the 2nd. I think I talked a little bit about that last week. I went into it a little bit. I also think Mercury is definitely in shadow. So we could start to feel the remnants, if you will, of the Mercury retrograde energy coming in at this time. It won't go officially retrograde until January 14th to February 3rd. And it'll also retrograde in Aquarius and Capricorn. I think the whole year is going to be like this, where Mercury is going to be retrograde between two signs, which I actually really liked because it looked like most of the signs that it retrogrades with are all air signs as well as earth signs. And so if you know anything about air signs, they're usually, pretty all over the place and could use some grounding. It could use some earth energy in there. So how I viewed all of the retrogrades, or some, not all, a pretty vast majority of them this year, is that we'll have that airy-fairy, thinking outside the box, innovative, looking at two sides of a coin type energy. But then the earth signs are going to come in and really ground those ideas. And I like that. I like that a lot, because earth signs not only ground energy, but they also bring the energy to fruition. They're manifestors. And so in this way, even though I feel like this entire year is going to be mostly focused on like endings, releasing, and things of that nature, whatever we are starting, whatever doors are opening, whatever ideas that we have around these endings and what got us there to these points, to these feelings, to these emotions, now they'll be grounded. So they're final. These are like final things that are like finalized to me. Something that is complete. It's, you can't go back. And whatever that is, you're going to work on, take steps towards building on whatever that new thing is for you. So I really, really liked that. Mercury rules the mind. It's air signs are all about ideas and communication. And then the earth signs are grounded, practical, and tangible. So together, this takes your thoughts and plans and turns them into something concrete. I think we're going to realize something from that Pluto energy too. And maybe I'll talk more about that. Maybe I'll do a separate live for the retrograde. I think I'll wait specifically for January. Aquarius moving into the retrograde, but we'll see. All right. All right. And the moon in Aquarius will also square Uranus and Saturn. So I've been talking a lot about this square Uranus and Saturn energy all year last year. And even though it's a lot more separated now, I think what we can find is we'll be able to move between the restrictions and the new ideas that we were having. We'll start to really get to see some real momentum with that energy. So it's still going, there's still going to be restrictions there, right? Let's just be honest about it. Around the new ideas. Still reviewing the past, because we're obviously in all this retrograde energy. But still continuing to dream as well and build on those ideas and planning for the future. So I can see a lot of that going on Tuesday. A remnants. It could even be like remnants energy of what was happening for you. Those 3 squares that we had heavily last year with Saturn and Uranus. This could be things around Uranus is in Taurus, so North Node. So where are you going? What are you building towards? What are you working on bringing to fruition? What new ideas need to be grounded? This can be any kind of earth projects, anything around healthy foods and eating, even medicinal things, like all natural products, things that'll help with healing and health in a healthy way. I don't know if anybody heard, what is it, Kyrie? I'm not like a really big fan on this stuff, but Kyrie Irving had been the person in the spotlight saying that he's not going to take the jab. He's not going to take the jab. And then just recently, he was saying something like, If they had a vegan jab, I'd take that. And I was like, oh, God, he is an op. But, but, I mean, we can say that, but we can't deny the energy, right? You can't deny it. I feel like you could see it both ways. Like, damn, he really is working for the other team. But you could also see it as we're still coming up with solutions. It's better than what we were talking about. Although, to be quite frank, I wouldn't do either. But just to make the point that, you know, we are moving forward with those new ideas for sure. We're going to start to get more grounded in them. And people are going to start to actually do stuff. So farming, gardening, making your own food. I even see people getting real creative in the kitchen, stocking your canned goods and things of that nature. And Saturn is still in Aquarius. So this is just very innovative thinking. Solutions to problems, you know, really, really, really getting creative here to build on something concrete. All right. And then Wednesday, the moon moves into Pisces, where we are more emotional in our feelings and heart-centered. This could even be like some kind of spiritual awakening here. Jupiter can expand our emotions, feelings, and heart center. Oh God, I'm not ready. I'm sorry. That wasn't supposed to say that out loud. No, you know, the heart stuff is really good, but if you've been listening to me for a while, there's a time and a place. And as we are reevaluating love, money, and self-worth with Venus and Capricorn, I'm just, you know, love and emotions are not getting you to the goals. It is the reward, right? So I don't want anybody to think like I'm the Grinch who stole Christmas. Because I definitely don't want to be that person. But Capricorn is about being realistic and practical. These are not emotional themes. Emotions become the reward here. We have to be serious and get with it. Like, we got to start building. We need to put in the work. These are action-oriented steps. And when you complete that, when you set up a goal, take step by step by accomplishing those goals, then the self-worth and the value and the love and the emotions come in. And that's beautiful. You want to be able to do that. And the one thing that I think that I've found more than anything over this time is that people aren't even in a position to know the difference between the two because they have not healed. So if you even want to take a step back and get super serious about this, like, let's start healing some of these old past issues and really working through them to the point where we can begin to understand that we are worth love and emotions, you know. But in order to also get that reward, it's not gonna come from like out of nowhere. You have to do the work. Then you'll feel that love and emotion for yourself and the things that you've accomplished all the time. You know what I mean? So a lot of us have a lot of work to do. I'm pretty sure this time has been pretty daunting for people who really struggle with these types of things. I hope that we're at a point where we can at least admit that we have these issues, because that's even better than still being in the phase of denial. But nonetheless, get to the point where you can start then getting some help, you know, getting some counseling, working with somebody who you trust, who's going to give you the real so that you can start to work through some of these things. So I know I went on a bit of a tangent with that, but very, very near and dear to my heart at this very moment. Okay. Then Venus will trine Neptune. I really actually liked this. Venus in Capricorn, trine is a positive aspect to Neptune. So that's going back to that forgiveness and letting go, or being super creative and imaginative here. I even see some psychic visions, dreams, deja vu type stuff happening here. You know, just more pieces to the puzzle. So if you guys are having dreams, write those things down. They could be literal messages from the divine on your next steps, where you're going and what is meant for you to continue to grow in this time. I actually also seen this as people being able to release addictions out of nowhere. I think I told this story a while ago, and I wish I remembered where the placements were. But since we're talking about the past here and being in so much retrograde energy, it just really made me think about how I had been trying to quit smoking, oh my God, at least 5 years at this point. This was about 6 years ago when I was pregnant with my son. And it was horrible, you guys. Like, oh my God, it shouldn't have been that hard. I mean, I had been smoking since I was 13. I'm going to be honest. I was fairly young. And I wasn't heavily smoking until my later years, like just before I started to quit, where I was just like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I didn't like the smell. I didn't like what it was doing to me, but I really had a hard time quitting. And I finally, it seemed like once I stopped, I started smoking even more. And anybody who has an addiction, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I craved for it more. In fact, I was typically a social smoker, but I was also an in the closet smoker. So what I did was, when I was out, I would smoke a lot, especially if I was drinking. But at home, I would smoke also, but it was more of a something to do in my free time. You know, like I needed something to keep my hands occupied. And so once I tried to stop quitting, then I would just smoke just because I was thinking about stopping. Like it got crazy. I was up to at least 2, maybe even 3 packs a day towards my last days of trying to stop smoking. And what happened was I got pregnant. And once I got pregnant, now that it didn't, like, there was no question there. Of course I was going to stop smoking. And I did, and I never went back. And this is how I feel about Venus trine to Neptune, about letting things go. I feel like people could, what would be considered cold turkey, quitting an addiction or something of that nature, especially if you've already been trying and maybe not doing so well. Because Neptune to me is always like the 12 steps. Whenever I hear things like forgiveness, there's a process. And typically if you need forgiveness and or given forgiveness, something must have happened, right? Something that might perhaps be making you feel vulnerable or having a victim mentality, right? These are things that are associated with Neptune in some way, shape, or form. So, this to me always signifies somebody being able to quit cold turkey. All right. And then Thursday, the moon and Uranus will be speaking. That's more psychic stuff, becoming very sociable. It's just an overall enjoyable energy, I think, especially moving. Like, people at this point will be up and going. It's the end of the week. We're getting ready for the weekend. I just feel like people are going to be a lot more upbeat and in a very social energy. Friday, you could want some alone time in the beginning of the day, or maybe even taking a walk out in nature. But then later in the day, the moon moves into Aries. Aries is it's very fast, quick moving energy. And then it's going to trine Mercury, Venus, and the Sun. I actually liked this energy too. It's really just more of that upbeat, fun, loving energy coming in here. So Mercury is very communicative, ideas here. Your daily routines and errands getting done here. This is, whenever I think of like Mercury and Aries type energy, I think of somebody who's like super giddy in the daily communication. Like, hi, how are you? You know, very friendly in that way. Maybe even working out. This could be a nice little workout with Aries and Mercury here. Mercury will be in Aquarius, so really at the very least, these are like fast moving thoughts coming through at the speed of light, around yourself, perhaps. Things that you would like to change, or it could be just things that you would like to do or you're planning to do. And then Venus still being in Capricorn in retrograde. Again, love, money, self-worth. So you could be getting your money in order, thinking about different ways that you can make money. Or I'd even say some creative ideas around how to save money, if you want my honest opinion. So Aries and Mercury might want to go to the gym. But a Venus and Capricorn is saying, okay, we could do the gym, but let's do it at home. Let's get a routine and regimen at home. Don't cost no money, right? Quick, fast, get it out the way, right? Or even better, get outside and do it, because that's like how it should be anyway, right? A nice good walk in the nature or run, maybe even a bike ride. Okay, well, it's winter. Maybe not the bike ride. But you get where I'm going with that. And then the sun is bringing light to these things. Or this could be around authority figures, a father figure. Or this could be your ego fighting it all, but but it's a trine, so it's got to be positive, it's got to be good. So it's bringing light to these types of things. But also, I feel like it's it adds to the upbeat, jovial energy, right? But ultimately just good for connecting, communicating, and making plans. Again, with the Venus retrograde, this could be old relatives, siblings, old romances, things coming up around those things where there's forgiveness and closure. Please let that be my whole story, because I'm fixing to ready to let it all go. God damn it. Oh, all right. And then Saturday, it's more of just enjoying life. Or you could be out and about doing your daily errands and run into someone from the past. And then Sunday, the moon will square Venus, Mars, and the sun. Now, I've seen this as, let's see, where is the moon first? It's still in Aries. A square Venus to Capricorn, Mars and Sag, I believe. Mars is still in Sagittarius. And Sun and Capricorn. So there's a lot of emotional stuff here. Or it could be emotional havoc and chaos. It's a square. So there could be some tension here around your self-worth, love, and money. And love, and the sun is bringing light to that. That Mars is only strengthening the moon in Aries because it's the ruler. Yeah. Or this could be reacting emotionally around some things, around these things that aren't going to be so positive. Because Aries can be, you know, making decisions without thinking things through. So be careful of that on Sunday. Try to do something to help you relax. This could be great sex. This could be spectacular sex. That emotional, something to help ground you, or meditate, you know. So just be, I mean, try to not to be so hard on yourself. That's what I'll say, you know. And it's only one day, so I don't see that continuing into anything else. So, oh, I see. It's only for a couple of hours. Thank God. And then you'll feel super energized and refreshed on Monday. So, not too bad. Overall, a pretty good week, I think. I can't think of anything else being an issue here, but I hope you found this information helpful. I love and appreciate